Hello everyone, my name is Dhananjay Reddy Manni. I am part of Informatica Global Customer Support team. In this presentation, we will be going through how to use volume for staging in Databricks Delta Connection and Cloud Data Integration. Moving on, today's agenda is what is volume, steps and permissions, rules and guidelines, demo, summary. Moving on, what is volume? In Databricks, a volume typically refers to a storage location such as mounted cloud storage or directories in the DBFS. It serves as a scalable and accessible space for storing and managing datasets used in analytics and machine learning workflows. Moving on, steps and permissions. Change the staging environment as volume and provide volume path in Databricks connection. Note if volume path is empty, temporary volume will be created and dropped in the catalog which you used in the connection. Volume will be used if you use any Databricks targets in the mapping. Permissions needed and volume. Create and delete volumes if volume path left empty. Read and write volumes to read the files and write the files. Moving on. Rules and guidelines. When you select the volume as a staging environment, the data is first staged in a Java temporary location and then copied to volume of the Unity catalog. Both the changed files will be deleted after the mapping runs successfully. By default, /temp will be used to store the staging files. However, to stage the data in a different directory, configure the DTM property -databricks.temp directory equal to your directory path in the JVM options in the system configuration settings of the administrative service. To enable data staging in a different directory, you should have read and write permissions and enough disk space to stage the data in the directory. When you specify volume in Databricks connection for staging, consider the following rules and guidelines. You can only specify Unity catalog in SQL Warehouse JDBC URL. Mapping run without SQL ETL optimization. When you use volume and run mapping, the error logs might show warning messages even though the mapping ran successfully. Ignore those warning messages. Demo. Let me first go to the administrative console. Here you can see I have selected the staging environment as volume and I have given my volume path and I am using a SQL Warehouse JDBC URL. I have already created a mapping with a source as Databricks and the target as Databricks. And I have executed the mapping as well. First thing what I will show you is how can you get the volume path. For that you need to go to your catalog and then you need to go to your catalog and then you need to go to your schema, and here you can see I have already created one volume with name Dhanu. So you can go here and you can see here the volumes you can visible. You can use create and you can use the create volume option. Once the volume is created, you will find the volume URL here that you need to pass it in the volume path. And I have already created a mapping and I have successfully run it. Let me show you in the log how it appears. Like my volume staging location is this one, and inside that it has created a temporary folder, and inside that it will create a file. Like I have a unsuccessful run as well, so I have the staging file not deleted. Here you can see this is in the agent mission where it has stored in /temp and it will create a name, and inside that we'll have the file. Target vol is my file, and if you go to the SQL warehouse, here in the query history tab you can see the queries which we use. Like first we'll run a put query to copy the uh, temporary file from local machine to the volume path which we have specified, and then we will run an insert query which uses the same path, and then we will run a remove query to remove the file and one more remove query to remove the temporary directory. Once the mapping is successful, all files will be removed. Moving on, you can go through the below documentation for more details on the usage of the volume. We would like to hear from you on our social media handlers. Please give us your valuable feedback at in supportvideos@informatica.com, and you can ping us in Twitter as well. Thank you.